Sup with it? Welcome to episode 8 of Melee It On Me. I did my best to simulate the introduction. This is the music. And I'm actually calling Prague. He wants to come on. So, welcome to Melee It On Me episode 8. We don't have a name for it. I called it Untitled. It's pretty awesome.
No comment.
No comment. What is up, Prague? It's good to have you here.
What's up? I am actually in the middle of the podcast from the backseat of a livery cab, driving by Chelsea Piers. What's up?
That's perfect. This is your second last episode ever. So, yeah, special guest tonight is Mango, and the big topic of the night is commentary, of which many of the people on this show have a thing or two to say. So,
Word.
Sheridan, what's up with it, dude? How are you doing?
I'm pretty busy with thing in my life all day. I stand all day with science collaboration. I'm defending my thesis in like 2.5 weeks, and yeah, shit's crazy right now.
Please don't ask me what I did with my day today after you just asked Sheridan. Please don't ask me, dude.
I'll ask you last.
No.
Dude, I can do my day. I did as much as you did, if not.
Alright, well you can do my day last.
Alright, we'll do your day last.
After Sheridan's amazing day to society, contributing all kinds. What a guy. Look at him.
Frog, how are you doing, dude? How's that car treating you?
It's pretty good. We got a nice smooth ride. I'm probably going to lose you guys for a bit. We're going into the battery tunnel in the next probably 5-10 minutes. So, and yeah,
That's the story of the night, dude. That just summarizes the night so far. Perfect.
Yeah. Today's been pretty solid. We've had a ton of shoots back to back to back. I got to work with Nathan Lane last week, which was pretty sick. And yeah, I'm about to go home, get some food, and join in the podcast at some point, where I can actually see what's going on.
Sounds awesome.
Word.
And you could probably tell that I am fairly sick. I'm sitting here slumming it in my hoodie with I don't know. I just feel like I look sick. So I'm pretty sick. I didn't do much today. I just sat around, worked from home, took a nap, and played a game of Counter-Strike. I'm also wearing an Iron Man hoodie. Somebody called me Tony Stark, and I took it to heart. So I immediately purchased an Iron Man hoodie, and I'm pretty happy with it. Mango, how you doing, my friend?
I got fudge in my beard. It's really annoying.
What?
Because I was eating a hot fudge sundae, and then I just went to stroke my beard right now. It's all nasty and sticky.
Oh my God.
So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. That's a problem.
Yeah.
But I'm out of napkins. This is a tragedy.
That's actually a really tough situation. What are you gonna do?
I had to use my shirt, dude. It's the only way. Because I don't want to get up.
Yeah.
I'm lazy.
You can't. You're the.
Sheridan, if you sit forward, that would probably do you some good.
Yeah, I can't really hear
What
Sheridan.
you're gonna say.
I'm here.
Because the mic is just the front of the thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that the laptop doesn't pick up that mic, so it's getting you from the front.
Uh-oh. Popo.
Is that the cops?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's as real as it gets.
Prague's definitely contributing a bit with the wind tunnel effect. This is what happens when you're in a car.
Word. I love my iPhone mic.
Yeah, dude, the iPhone's actually pretty phenomenal. As a backup, I'm gonna put Sheridan on an iPhone because I know that'll work, whereas the iPad didn't quite work. Prague's super loud. Okay, cool. So why don't we move right to our agenda? So, guys, tonight we wanted to talk about 2 big tournaments on the road to EVO: NorCal Regionals and Winter Brawl 7.
Hey, Scar, can I add a third?
Please do.
Tor Yukon up in Canada.
Tor Yukon in Canada. When is that?
I believe it's like May 25th, 26th.
So we gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, East Coast definitely should show up, take those Canadian seating points and that Canadian healthcare.
Mango, you wanna go to
So there's
Canada?
gonna be
What?
for this one.
Rob, are there gonna be EVO seating points?
Yes, indeed.
So that's big. Cool.
Mango, you wanna go?
I'm down. I'm always down.
Alright, Toronto. You just got at least 2 more on the attendance. Let's go, man. It's called Toryuken.
Yes, sir.
That's a pretty cool name.
It's a long fighting game series in Canada, and since it's an EVO qualifier, apparently they're going to have Smash there as an event. That's what I've been seeing in the topics about it. So definitely show up. It's in May, so get ready. Get your passports.
Great news. And then after that, we're going to move on to commentary.
All right, so I'll probably be out the tunnel by that point.
Sick nasty. Apparently, I'm super quiet too. You guys can hear me though, right? Sheridan.
I can hear you.
Alright. So, Sheridan was going to lead us off and take us down the path of NorCal Regional. We have a little bit to talk about in regards to Winter Brawl. Actually, Prague, were you there?
No, I was not one of the 4 people that were there.
Do you want to talk about the feeling on the East Coast of the United States of America? The 3 of us
Sure.
from the West. We're
To hear about.
I guess I'll do it really quickly because actually I'm heading to the tunnel really quick. So yeah, Winter Brawl was Saturday and Sunday. Chibo Senpai ended up doing a lot of stuff for it, running it, making side events, stuff like that. There was a bit of a scheduling conflict with Xanadu in Maryland, which M2K and PP both went to. There was a bit of a hiccup. We're not quite sure what happened, but the turnout wasn't as good as a lot of people would have liked. From what I recall, Michi King got first, Velocity got second, and I can't remember who got third. It might have been Vex, but the turnout was very, very low.
Wait, like Vex Kazrani got third.
Yeah. Vex as in Vex, we used to play Rock, Paper, Scissors, and Egyptian Rat Screw in Drexel's Game Room Vex.
Yep, that's right. That is... Congratulations, Vex!
Good job, Vex. Holding it down. Holding it down.
Road to EVO.
Yeah.
That is really a breakout tournament.
Vex has more seeding points in Hobby right now.
Suck it, Hobby.
And Hungry Box combined.
Suck it, Hungry Box as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for those guys. Okay, cool. So that's what happened. We can talk more about it soon. Maybe when you get back, Prague. But
well, actually, we're like stuck in traffic, so I might have like another 2 minutes.
oh my God, everything's looking up now. So,
But yeah, I mean the turnout was really subpar. A lot of people that we expect to show didn't show. New York didn't show up in full force. Jersey didn't show up at all, I believe. Maryland, Virginia, I guess with Xanadu, they were all invested in that and they didn't go. And I definitely want to give a big shout out to Chibo, who did try and like appease everyone by having Brawl, by having Project M, all these side events, trying to get the money's worth. Because I know a lot of people were upset about the venue fee, which was, I mean, $40 or so. But also, one thing that a lot of people were saying was there was a lack of promotion, which I guess is understandable. You know, it was announced as an EVO qualifier kind of late. Firstly, Melee being added to the event itself was also added late, and during a majority of that time, Smashboards was down. So it was basically word of mouth, Facebook, Twitter, and that was it. And I mean, the promotion done on that was phenomenal, but no one really showed the level of support that Biggie wanted or anyone wanted.
yeah.
Right. So my question with this is, I mean, I know this is something that's gotten short notice, so maybe it was impossible to change. But you know, if in a perfect world, I would have said, you know, just forget about Xanadu and have everybody go to this tournament instead. I mean, I don't know how much Xanadu attendance affected Winter Brawl attendance, but I mean, if it did, and it seems like it probably did, then I mean, I think you gotta have them all go to the Winter Brawl, because you know we're supposed to be representing our community, and you know when we put in $94,000.
Hey Sheridan,
Yeah.
I hate to cut you off, but I definitely agree with you 100%. Especially since it is Winter Brawl, it is a Big A tournament, the same guy that hosted NEC. And again, after what happened to NEC, it wasn't quite our best foot forward. But actually, I think we missed the turn, maybe.
You're on borrowed time, Prague.
Word. I can't tell if we missed a turn, but I definitely agree with you. If it were up to me, I would have said, Xanadu. It's a monthly. It's cool and all, but again, this is us representing ourselves again. These are Evo points on the line, not just a pot. Um, And
Right.
I mean, especially with the limited number of Evo qualifiers that will have Melee there, I mean, we already know that is it UGFT or UFGT9? I can't remember which way it is. But that's one of the Midwest ones run by, I believe, Keats. That one won't have it. CEO won't have it. So Midwest and the South already lost qualifiers. West
Right.
Coast, you guys didn't have SoCal regionals, but I know that you all will be full force at NorCal regionals.
Yeah.
And then Canada
So
having Toryukin.
it's just going to be NorCal regionals and Canada at this point for Evo seeding. Is that right?
There's a possibility because Evo seeding, they're phenomenal with it. They do stuff internationally. We might have a tournament in Europe for it. Who knows what's going on in Mexico, because we know how Mexico gets down in King of Fighters. A great scene out there. Who knows? I mean, maybe even qualifiers from Japan who would love to see Gucci get Evo points, for example. But at this point, we're not sure. So, as far as we know right now, the only things to look forward to are Toryukin and NorCal regionals.
I see. Yeah. So, I don't know if you can tell us, but I'd like to know if you have any if how much room is there for seeding outside of the seeding points, because the feeling that I got is that the seeding is pretty much it, and you might get seeded by region, but otherwise for like skill, it's just
Yeah, it'll be a crapshoot. So basically, if you don't have points, you are thrown in there. So, for example, let's say Hungrybox doesn't go to an event, Javi doesn't go to an event, Hacks doesn't go to an event. These guys could all be in the same pool, let alone on the same side of the bracket, let alone playing each other first round. Because that's how their seeding operates. It's not going to be done like we usually do, where we do it skill-based and things of that nature. It's their qualifiers and that's it. So you got to show up in full force.
So yeah, that's why I want to, we should get out the word that this is really, if you want to have a legit shot at Evo, you need to get yourself to one of those tournaments. I mean, East Coast still looks like they got a shot with the Toronto one, but it's going to be hard times for the South and the Midwest. I mean,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, so I was actually going to ask that same question, like how important are seeding points. So could we actually talk about mathematically for a moment? Like, what if 50% of good players, right, get seeding points, and then the other 50% don't go to a qualifier? Isn't it still possible that the people who did get seeding points are still going to play like a, top player first round?
It's very possible.
Not necessarily first round, but in the bracket pool for sure. Yeah.
And especially because the way bracket pools operate, if you lose and you still make it out of your pool, you go into bracket on the loser's side.
Right.
So let's say Mango, you and Hungrybox play. You 3-0 him.
Of course.
And then both of you make it out, but he makes out losers. He's already down a set.
Amazing. I like
So
it. Only can do with $100.
it's going to be an uphill climb with a lot of people. So
I still think, I mean, it may be a long shot, but it may be worth us asking the TOs of Evo if there can be any wiggle room, given that we practically we're going to have 2.5, events for this seeding.
well, I know Alex Strife has already spoken to Mr. Wizard, saying basically that we haven't, where our Evo points aren't on equal terms with a lot of other games because of we're not being represented at all the events. So he did ask if Zenith could be an Evo tournament, and the response before I go into the tunnel, very good timing, was a resounding no, unfortunately. So looks like this is it.
I have to figure out at least how he got in contact with Mr. Wizard, because I would love to just chit-chat with him about, rules and just a little bit more about about these possibilities. But
Hey, I mean, you do have him on Skype.
see,
All right,
I had
I'm
him.
signing off, Scar. I'm signing off. I'm going to this tunnel. I'll see you guys later.
Sometimes,
All
Brock.
right, thanks, Prague.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, given that NorCal and specifically, I don't know who else is going to be with me, but I mean, you don't have to help out if you don't want to, Scar. But I presume that you're in on this NorCal regionals thing. But it's, given that me and possibly Scar and Bobak are the ones running NCR for Melee, I would hope that we could have some more interface with Wiz to get the rules down and everything like that. I'd also like to know what rules specifically they used at Winter Brawl, because there's still some ambiguities and clarifications that need resolving in the current rule set. So, I mean, I'm going to be really busy for the next 3 weeks, but at the end of this month, we should definitely get in contact with them and figure all this stuff out, because we want to make sure that NorCal Regionals and consequently Evo are going to be real representations of the Smash community to the rest of the fighting game community, and that the Melee community is satisfied with the tournament itself in terms of the rules and seeding points and all that.
Yeah, I dig it. So I think that they made it super clear that NorCal Regional is going to run whatever rule set Evo runs.
Yes.
So we definitely need to figure out the Evo rule set first, and then, and then that'll help us understand what probably Toryukin and NCR are going to look like. So how long do we have to do that?
Well, NorCal Regionals is April 27, 26, 27.
So
yeah.
If anybody wants to pull up in chat, please do me a favor, pull up the Evo rule set. It was posted probably on SRK. I'm fairly certain that it just says, it mentions nothing about stage 1. So
right.
Some people have been interpreting that as random, random stage 1,
No,
but it doesn't.
I don't agree with that interpretation at all.
Oh, I didn't say that. I interpreted it that way.
I know. But so there's a thread on tournament discussion on Smashboards, which I understand is down now, apparently. But I've been in that thread just a little bit, and Mr. Wiz in that thread too, and we've been trying to explain some of the things that need to get filled in, and Mr. Wizard seems pretty willing to try to understand our side of it. I think mostly what he wants is something that can be explained simply, because he wants rules that can fit in one line, because he doesn't want somebody to have to read a large document coming from the fighting community to play the game. So I understand his priority is simplicity over everything else. So I think stage striking is pretty simple. I think you can put it into one sentence practically. So, and I think he'll be open to that. And bans, as far as stage bans go, nothing was listed about stage bans, and I'm inclined to take that at face value, but I definitely will bring it up. But I hope that if you decide to post in this thread and address Mr. Wizard, that you don't get too indignant about the rules not being complete. We have to work together with everybody on this. Melee is going to have to make some sacrifices. We're not going to have the exact rule set with all our little addenda and things like that. It's going to be, we've got this pretty much straight double elimination bracket with bracket pools, just because we've got this huge tournament. So let's try to be reasonable when we discuss this rule set.
So could you try for me to put stage striking on one line? Mango, could you explain stage striking to me?
Like, what do you mean?
Could you do it in like under 10 seconds? Stage striking, the whole thing. Explain to somebody who's never played Smash.
Like the whole concept of it?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can explain it.
Do it super quick.
You take away levels until you get one, and then you play on it.
That's not bad.
That's what it is. You
So,
take
well,
away,
but-
okay, you take away levels you dislike, so that both players can get a level that they maybe both can agree on for the first game.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what you're doing. You're just trying to get to one level that you're both okay with playing on,
That's
and then you
pretty
play
good.
on it, and then you get to pick your level.
I was thinking that might be too complicated. If it's not, then of course, I mean, we came up with that rule. I think it's pretty good. But I
Yeah.
think a good compromise would just be, say, like, Yoshi's Dreamland and Battlefield, both players get to ban one.
Well, why do that instead of banning 2? Like, that doesn't save you.
Okay, yeah, banning 2.
Yeah.
Banning 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, banning 2. Okay, that makes it super easy. 1, 2, 2, 1 makes it a little bit more complicated.
I would write it out as player 1, player 2, player 2, player 1. Just because
Yeah.
the way that you can parse 1, 2, 2, 1 as one stage, strike 2 stages, strike 2 stages, strike 1 stage. So just to, I made a post in there actually trying to put it in one sentence, and I think it came out okay.
Dope. Alright, fine, then we can do it. We're gonna do it, guys!
Yeah, dude.
Hopefully we get stage striking, and then as far as bans go, I'm actually not too worried about it. Like, I feel like Evo is definitely representing like a Super Bowl type tournament. I've thought often about the Super Bowl in comparison to like Smash tournaments, and our locals are far more rigorous than like the Super Bowl. And I think it's probably because every play matters and it's super hype. So I think that's what they're going for, and they're probably super happy about that. So I don't know. Do you think that that's even going to change the results too much if we get stage striking?
I think it will.
You think no bans would change it a lot?
Wait, yeah.
I think it would a little bit, like, because there's always one level you don't want to play on, and there's levels you're gonna lose on. At least like on FD, like I always feel like so to have one of those no matter what, like you have to go through that every set no matter what, it's kind of lame. Like it's like I had to play on this level again. Like I hate this level.
Yeah, Dunk was saying, and I agree with him, that I'm gonna have to play on Fountain every set.
Yeah, like you don't want to do that. Like no, you're Falcon. You don't want to play
I
on
have to play on
Falcon.
Fountain every set. It sucks.
And
but
there's nothing you can do about it.
it does suck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe we can make an argument for one ban.
Yeah, but I would like bans because I hate playing Fox on Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
And,
like
on the other hand, it might be fun just to if you're gonna do some deep training for Evo, then you put in the work on those stages that you don't like. Maybe you find some new stuff about it and you figure out some new technology. So it's art from adversity, as some might say.
That's a real glass half full view, Sheridan. Yeah,
Yeah.
super optimistic right now. We'll see what we can do. I do think that it would make it like, it's not as cool. What do you think is like the best way that we can convey the importance of like stages in the game? I mean, I feel like we can almost say it's like a third character.
yeah, well, because they don't even have stages in their game, so like it means
Yeah.
nothing to them. So you have to explain to them that levels actually like matter a lot. Well, not a lot, but enough.
I think you could really illustrate the example with chain grabs on FD, probably more
Yeah.
than anything else. I mean, there's not that many stages that are that heavy of a counter picks, but it shows you that it can really change a matchup to make it so that whoever wins the first match has a strong, they're really strongly ahead, much more than they would be without counter picks.
Yeah.
So I remember. Oh jeez, I'm blanking right now. Man, what are those two awesome commentators in that video that you link to all the time, Sheridan? Did you totally? Here it comes. Yeah, James Chen and Ultra David. Is that it? Yeah. Well, anyway,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
James Chen was saying that he felt that for as far as wobbling
Yeah.
goes,
Yeah.
so long as it doesn't like break the character, he's fine with it. And
Yeah.
I think that, yeah,
I saw him on the podcast talk about it.
Is chain grabbing on FD in some cases like even more severe than that? I feel like it is for sure.
Than wobbling?
Than wobbling.
Yeah, it's like the same thing.
But I think
Can
it's
be.
if it's not worse, then I don't think they would care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And I feel like it probably is harder to set up wobbles.
No, it's definitely way harder to set up a wobbles than it is for Mute King to dash away and grab you with Marv, the best grab in the game.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, of course.
But I mean, those chain grabs are definitely less guaranteed than for the kill than once you get somebody in a wobble.
That's
Once
true.
you get somebody in a wobble, it's 99.9%. On the character, the chain grab is like, it can be like 50 to 85% or something like that. Numbers I just made up. But I mean, like, I don't know, what's a really bad chain grab that you might see? Like, I hear
Falcon.
Falcon is pretty bad. Bobby likes to talk about that one. So I mean, that's
stupid.
He's not bad, dude.
Yeah, that's something really. If I understand Bobby, something that's nearly as bad as wobbling. But then again, he also complained heavily about Jigglypuff, so who knows?
Man.
I should take.
Get Scar started on the Jigglypuff.
Dude, it was just a matter of time for that to come up on the show.
The Jiggly?
Dude, Jigglypuff's so broken.
She sucks, dude. She's so bad.
Dude, Mango, actually, a serious question. Have you seen the Mewtwo King vs. Hacks Puff vs. Falcon sets?
I haven't. I've heard Mewtwo King tell me. He tells me about it all the time.
What does he say?
He's just like, he'll message me. He's like, dude, you should play Puff again and do this. You'll win. Like, your Puff's 8 times better than mine, so it can probably do it way better than mine. And I'm like, okay, Jason, I'm not going to pick Puff just for that.
Sounds
so I can,
exactly like him.
re-grab the edge 100 times, or whatever he's talking about.
Jason was just like laughing his ass off while he was doing it, and was like incredibly happy about it too.
That's definitely his style. He planked the ledge for the whole game. And
Against Hacks?
Yeah. And then when Captain Falcon comes at you as Puff, like, he really can't fight Jigs off stage, or like even at the ledge really. So he'll just grab the ledge, let go, grab the ledge, let go, grab the ledge, over and over and over and over and over, and then he like ends up like 3 and 4 stocking him.
That's a shame. There's a reason I haven't watched that.
Yeah,
it's
super
terrible.
boring.
I don't watch that.
Oh well.
I've actually only ever seen one Armada Hungry Buck set in my life.
Was that the one at Apex?
Only the one, the recent Apex, and that's why I realized how lame Armada is. I never realized he did no aerials. I didn't realize there's just bombs and boomerangs and arrows.
Only bombs and boomerangs.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't realize that. I never realized that until the last Apex.
I'm gonna have to show on the show the down air heard around the world. Though.
Oh, you love talking about that, man. Bobby
That's
loves
the
that
worst.
story.
That's the worst, dude. Well, as the story goes, it was Apex 2012, right? Dude, Sheridan, were you at my apartment? Were we playing Melee? Do you remember?
When?
Apex 2012.
I was at it. I was running Melee at it.
Of course.
I was at my apartment, probably with like Brandon and Phil. Oh yeah, well, Tapikins.
Of course,
Kevin was over. Yeah, I know. Kevin, lived with me at the time, and I think that maybe Brandon and Phil or somebody was over. We were watching Apex 2012, and like, yeah, we were watching the most boring set in the history of the world. It was like, oh my god, more Youngling versus Jigglypuff. And Armada takes game 1, he takes game 2. Game 3 is looking so convincing. He's like up by a ton. He just needs like one more bomb to down air, and the whole set's going to be over. It's going to be fantastic. And then it's on Yoshi's Story from... if you can picture Yoshi's Story, here's the platforms. My head is the third platform. Armada's over here like dash dancing back and forth, and Hungry Box is just back and forth on the complete other side of the stage. Armada, for one reason or another, makes a nonsensical full jump down air across the stage, misses by like the widest margin ever, and then gets grabbed and killed. And the set, I think that Hungry Box wins that set.
Yeah.
So it goes to another set. Oh, Armada, why did you do it?
45
tragedy.
hours of life that was spent on that.
Down air heard round the world. Anything else, Sheridan, about NCR or about the EVO rules?
No, just get your ass up to NCR. The first day is Friday, so just keep that in mind. It's a Friday-Saturday tournament, and we're gonna try to do it all on Friday, if we can.
Yep.
And it's gonna be, again, bracket pools. It's gonna be EVO rules, so it'll actually be. It should be pretty short. relatively speaking, for that many people. On my goal, I would like to get 128 people. That's my goal at this.
I think 128 is definitely doable.
You guys will definitely do that, yeah.
I would love to break 128.
As far as live stream, I don't know what the deal is the first day. I still got to talk to the guy. But the second day, we will get top 6 or top 4 of the bracket on the main live stream on Saturday.
That's correct. That's my impression too, so it's going to be dope. And Crimson Blur wants to put a trailer of Kings of Cali 2. I think we could do that. Kings of Cali 2 should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
First one was definitely cool. So Prog's back. It's the kid. What's up, Prog? Can you hear me? You look like you're toggling. Looks super, I don't know, you look really concerned about something.
He does look
What's up?
concerned. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear your Skype, which is really weird.
You can.
I couldn't figure out why.
Well, can
You guys are falling apart.
I know, it's definitely fun.
You guys are falling apart,
We're
man.
not falling apart, we're just having communication issues.
No,
Big
but I can
problem.
hear the call, so.
Alright, sick with it. Fantastic. So I think we're ready to move on to the main topic of the night, which is commentary. Something that everybody loves to talk about, everybody has an opinion on. Several of us, have commentated in the past to various degrees of acclaim, and what's a good word?
I'm gonna be like 20 seconds late the entire time.
For what happened to me? The opposite of acclaim.
Disparagement,
I was thinking disparagement too, but it was too long.
criticism.
Criticism.
But I want to clarify something I said earlier.
Yes.
Toryukin will not host. They will have Melee at a later event.
So I didn't catch that.
I think you said it won't host Melee.
Oh,
Is that what you said? Prog says he's 20 seconds late, so he's hearing everything we're saying and then responding way later.
Yeah, it'll get its own event. Yeah.
oh, okay. With seeding points.
It looks like it's going to have its own pop bonus, raffles, and stream stuff from the Toryukin organizers with their own seating points and stuff.
Okay, very good. That sounds good.
I kicked Prog off.
Booted off the
He
island.
definitely got booted off the island. I'm gonna
Booted.
call him again, and if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna tell him to just enjoy his night. This is too much of a hassle. My poor little brain can't take it.
Yo, I got the boot like that?
Yeah, you did, but now I can hear you in real time. Can you hear me?
Nope.
Oh God.
Now we wait.
Now we wait.
Now we wait. Any second now.
Is you still delayed? I'm just gonna kick you, dude. I gotta kick you.
Rest in peace, Prague.
Yeah, rest in peace, dude. Oh, I think what Prog's doing is he's listening to us on the stream.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he can't hear us on Skype. So now he's whipping out the MacBook. Is that what's happening?
He's gonna write something, I think. That's my
Let's see.
guess.
Maybe, Prog, you can just mute yourself until something really big comes, and then you can... My beef attack. The backup rig. Why don't you just mute yourself and hang out? And if you really need to say something, you can just start talking, and we'll respect. Never mind. He's gone.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry about that.
All right, so let me introduce this topic. So I wanted to talk a lot with you guys about commentary. The reason why is because I think that as a community, like let's even walk down the road of commentary. Let's go way back to like MLG. When were wife and husband commentating? It was like MLG.
2006.
I was gonna guess 2006.
Six.
And then after MLG stopped hosting Melee, commentary kind of died. Yeah. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
And we would just watch vids with the
The music.
with the music, yeah, and it would be
Yeah.
pretty good, whatever. And then, I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the back, and anybody feel free to disprove me, but as far as I can remember, Event 52 in the Midwest was the revival. The revival of commentary, where I brought my dinky little laptop, wife was there, and we sat there and commentated on Cactuar vs. Dark Rain, which, you know, I didn't really contribute, but wife's a great commentator, which is fantastic.
I don't know the chronological order of all this, but I do know that way back when, in the NorCal Biweekly days, which is around 2006, 2007, Phil and Falchemist and a couple other people, they started doing their own commentary, and which we did at our NorCal Biweeklies. So it probably didn't have the exposure that Event 52 did. This was really, some of this was even before too many matches were on YouTube, but there was definitely a tradition of commentary in NorCal for quite a while, and I should ask Phil and Falchemist when that all started, because I remember they were doing commentary on their friendlies, or no, like Falchemist and somebody else were playing, and Phil was doing commentary on it, and I remember the first video they showed me, and it was hilarious. So I'll have to ask him about that.
Wait, so are you saying that they would do it on a video, like they would record it? It's not just like you're playing and somebody's sitting behind you commentating. Not like live commentary to a live audience.
Oh, right. Not like it was streamed or anything.
What's up with it?
Oh, he's
Hey.
back. What's up, Brock?
Bird. I had to get my Beefy Techie on the backup rig.
It's working. It's live.
Perfect.
What is Beefy Techie?
Beefy Techie is an East Coast streamer. Those of you that watched Apex 2013, he was doing the secondary stream, and those of you that attempted to watch Winter Brawl, he attempted to stream Winter Brawl as well.
I see. Very
Subtle
good.
shots fired.
Subtle. Quite subtle. Hacks versus Javi is on his stream, or on his YouTube channel, and his stream. So, yeah, okay, cool. What, were we talking about something just now?
You're talking about the history in NorCal of commentary.
Yeah, well, I don't know anything about the NorCal history. I still think that I brought it back on Event 51 with wife. And so, anyway, after that, you know, commentary became mainstream again. We started to see lots of YouTube videos. It was like maybe 50-50 at one point. You know, half of them were with the music and half of them were with some bros just sitting and talking. Every once in a while, you could tell that it's like somebody who has no idea what's going on, just like sitting at the mic talking about like whatever.
I love bad commentary.
What about like the worst
So
commentary
funny.
where it's like the commentators didn't even know they were commentating? They're just sitting running.
You hear
the
people
tournament,
talking.
and it's like you know that became common at some point. And you know then with the Wombo combo, I think that was like the real commentary is like a thing now.
Yeah.
And I think that I remember Brandon and Phil just being like the Melee commentators for a really long time, primarily because I would always be told, oh, hey, new Jeff videos are up. And I'd be like, oh, I don't want to watch Jeff videos. Because I thought that I was super good back in the day. I was jealous that he got all that attention. So anyway, that was when I thought that, you know, commentary was in its heyday. It felt like everybody loved Brandon and Phil, and it was just like good times.
I would definitely agree with you there. I mean, Brandon and Phil... What was I watching this weekend? I was watching... I don't even remember what I was watching, but everywhere you go, no matter what game it is, something happens, someone yells out Wombo combo. They might not know even where it stems from, but that's like our Marvel Baby video. That's what brought us viral into the mainstream.
Wombo combo is definitely quite impactful.
It's getting up to 3 million views. It's like a 2.7. 0.8 right now, man.
I remember when I was in high school, and people knew I played Melee, right? And so, like, randomly what happened, just some random person would come up and be like, oh, Wombo combo, and I'm like, Wombo combo, Mango? I'm gonna Wombo combo you, and like, I'm just like, yeah, okay, like, never knew what to say. It was just like...
What can you say?
I don't know, I would just be like, yeah, like, I was there, like, I don't know, there's nothing to say.
It's a pretty newbie thing to say. Oh, I'm gonna
So-
Wombo combo you.
Yeah.
Definitely what I would imagine like somebody who went at their first tournament would say.
Yeah, they were just super high school noobs.
And I'm actually going to bring that up in a minute. What I just said is I think it's whatever. But anyway, so yeah, there was that. And also there was like a kind of rivalry. I remember East Coast was totally hating on Brandon and Phil.
There was a lot of hate for a while,
But
man.
it was all your fault, Mango, because you had to come and beat Mewtwo King.
That wasn't my fault, it was your fault. It was
It's
East
our
Coast
fault.
fault, dude. I just defended West Coast, and East Coast couldn't accept it for a while.
We couldn't accept
So
it.
there was beef, man. Those are the
couldn't
beef
accept-
days.
We couldn't accept it. I couldn't accept it at the
It's
very
talking
least.
Biggie, and we had drive-by.
East Coast has like lasting fucking resentment because they for a while Ken was the best and like East Coast like would always win the crew battles, but they could never beat Ken.
They never had the champion, man.
Yeah, like you got Mewtwo King for like a year or whatever, and then Mango took it over. Like East Coast might win the crew battles, but they never get it unless Mango loses to
They're
Dage.
so salty, man.
Unless Mango loses to Kage, wow.
I don't want to be on the stream anymore.
No, stay. He hung up. I think he's gonna come back, but he hung up. So anyway, there's that, and then yeah, there was beef between East Coast and West Coast. Let me call this kid back. I'm getting nervous.
Then Armada happened, so
Back.
he's
I got super nervous.
Why? What happened?
I was like, how am I gonna recover from this? I can't deal with it. I'm all red. Dude, I actually am all red. So yeah, there was
Sorry.
that beef, and we tried. I remember East Coast. That was the first time we started talking about like actually getting better at commentary. It was like an East Coast thing where it was like, oh, everybody loves Brandon Phil. What should we do? And I remember certain people were saying like, oh, it's easy. You just shout out random stuff. And
Yeah,
then
there was a
everybody-
lot of West Coast jokes.
I remember we used to like try that. I was like, oh my God, where you at? Just at everything, and it like didn't work because it was obviously like hate-based commentary as opposed to, what Brandon and Phil were doing, which is like having a good time. So here we are in 2013, and now we have like actually reputable streamers. Certain people who travel to tournaments to actually just commentate. Here's Q Wobbles. Sorry. I think there's probably others. And something that my dude Prague. How about does D1 actually travel to tournaments to commentate?
D1 just ends up being there. Like a lot of the events that he goes to that are doing Melee streams are also hosting like Marvel, which he enters, Street Fighter, so on and so forth. Same thing with Alucard.
Yeah.
He just happened to be there.
Yeah, and the one thing that's always like struck me about commentary and about what commentators talk about is that it feels to them, or oftentimes it feels like the YouTube comments are exclusively about commentary. It feels like for every 2 comments on the match, there's like 5 to 10 about the commentary, and specifically like I hate this commentary. That's what I want to talk about.
The best example of that is like you commentating my match against Peach King at ROM 1. All the comments are just hating on Scar. Like none of them. I get no compliments on my Jigglypuff. It's just all about Scar being a nag. That's all it was, man.
Yeah.
That's actually probably the worst because like I know half of the pleasure, especially in like the 2009, 2010 days, it was like, oh, my match is on YouTube. I get to see all the comments. Oh, Scar's Falcon's so good. That would be the worst video to want to see people saying that your Puff's good.
Yeah, no one ever did
literally
say my Puff was good.
Every comment.
Just hating on Scar.
I'm gonna full screen it. And we're gonna look at some of the amazing comments. They're actually pretty great. So anyway, yeah, that's sort of what I want to talk about. If anybody else wants to kick off the conversation, feel free. But it's just something that has become like super okay, I guess, in our little Smash culture to just
I would
hate
like to
on
start.
commentary. Just kick it off, Prague.
Dude.
All right, so I think commentary at this point is very, very interesting. We're kind of in flux. There's a lot of different. Like I was thinking about this on the cab ride home. Like, okay, how am I going to put this? And I think I finally settled. Like commentary is kind of like the Wu-Tang Clan. If that makes any sense. There's a lot of different variations, a lot of different styles, but not everyone appreciates every kind, and not everyone can, get into every kind. For example, I'd say, like, there's always going to be, at least, ideally, there's going to be the 2 different types of commentators. Your hype man and your play-by-play. Someone like Wobbles, for example, very, very intricate, very, very... Actually, Wobbles and I'll pair them together. Both are fantastic at doing play-by-play. I think those two, especially for veteran players, are arguably the best two out there. But because of that, they might not have that mass appeal, which can be detrimental. At the same time, I don't want to. I mean, ODB was one of my favorites, so Waffles, I'll give him that. He just gets you pumped. It doesn't matter what he's saying, you're into it the entire time. So he might not be like the most. Although I was listening to him at NorCal Install, and he was phenomenal doing both play-by-play and hype. He was showing that he's very, very balanced. But that's basically my spiel on that. Like, there's a lot of different styles, and it's weird because now, especially with events like Genesis, like Apex, like Evo, there are so many different people we have to grasp at straws at. We have our own community. We have people watching for the first time, people we're trying to bring back. And we have to do it by generating that energy, generating how much excitement is in this community, and also with providing that insight that appeals to both the casual and the long-standing veteran. So that's my 2 cents.
How about you, Sheridan? How about you, Mango?
What?
Have a comment on what Frog said?
No, it's all good. I think Brandon would be like the best commentator ever if he was just like did a little more like amazing play-by-play.
Really?
He'd be a monster.
Brandon? You think Brandon Homemade Waffles would be...
Because
I
agree.
Yeah. He's more insightful than people give him credit for.
No, he is.
Yeah.
I know. He just like.
I mean, sorry, but again, I was watching the stream at NorCal Install, and everyone knows him for his hype. But
Yeah.
when you sit down and listen to how intricate he goes, he says it in a manner that the casual player might have to grasp that a little bit, but at the same time, any veteran, anyone that's picked the controller, they can appreciate it as well. So he's arguably the most balanced commentator out there, in my opinion. He just, put him on Evo 24/7. He just has to keep rated G for how they do it.
Yeah, I would love for him to come back and make a guest appearance. Mango or Prague or Sheridan. What do you guys? Where would you stack Brandon up next to well, first of all, Phil, right, his partner.
Yeah.
And also Bob Money and Oscar. I
like
feel like
in terms of what?
Who you think is if you think that he's in the same league, same
Oh.
arena.
Brandon?
Yeah.
Brandon
Absolutely.
is a league of his own.
Brandon's even though you cannot like it, he's like ODB, like Prog said. He's just old school gangster, dude. He's an original commentator, so he's just and he's everyone likes him too.
Yeah.
He's his own little Brandon world of commentators.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. I dig it.
He's nothing without Phil though. They need each other, man.
See, that's how I feel. I feel like they both bring something really important to the
Together,
table, but
they're so good.
I don't know how well Brandon does without Phil.
I'd say it's not the same because him and Phil bounce stuff off of each other so well.
Yeah.
They work so well together. It's so funny.
Yeah. So
And,
okay, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
You go ahead.
All right.
I'll go ahead.
All right, you can go ahead.
What were we talking about?
Oh.
But yeah, Brandon and Phil, they feed off of each other. They can both be insightful, they can both do hype, but when they're together, I don't think there's a pair that can match up.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But in comparisons to the other people you mentioned, like I said, Oscar and Waddles, I will say, without a doubt, for any veteran in the community, if I had a choice for just that group of people, those two without a doubt. Because their play-by-play is so phenomenal. And also that's another thing that has to do with commentary. These guys have personalities as well. There are some, I'm not going to name names, but there are some players out there who pick up the mic, they don't project any sort of personality. So that's also one thing. They're not bland. Not only are you get what they're saying and you learn it, but they say it in a way that you're invested in as well. Bob Money, I've heard very limited of him, but it's usually him screaming. And, I mean, that screaming gets me hyped.
Dude, it's
Like,
amazing.
It's like watching a Jason movie and knowing that I'm not going to die first, because he's already dead.
Yeah.
But he's like also really good at hype, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Who else?
He's
for
just
the others?
he gets just very genuinely excited about
Yeah,
things.
he cares about it so much. Like he actually, you could tell he really enjoys what just happened.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that like hits the nail on the head. So I have to do my Bob Money impersonation whenever he's in the room and like, and I know that he's watching a match. I'll just be like, "Oh, beautiful!" He's got like a little Mickey Mouse voice, and he's just, "Oh, beautiful!" It cracks me up, dude. But I think that definitely hits the nail on the head. He's genuinely enjoying what he's watching, and like the play-by-play that he gives, like he's just super excited about. So I think that there are different things that I always, and I think what Prague said super important too. That different people like different styles, and I think that to circle all the way back and talk about the YouTube comments all being like, "Oh, I hate this commentary, it sucks." I feel like I would be so happy if, and of course you can't get the YouTube community to change, but like if the Smash community were a little bit more articulate or like aware of either saying, okay, I don't like this person's commentary because what they're doing within their style is not working, or like I don't like that style of commentary, but they do a good job of what they do. Like I feel like there's a lot of people whose commentary I don't really like, but I know that whoever does like that style will really like the commentator. And I think that like that gives credit and respect where it's due, whereas just being like, "Oh, I don't like it, therefore it sucks," is like super silly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, like, heading up to Apex, I was listening on a lot of older matches, a lot of Wife, a lot of Ultra David, some old Brandon and Phil, because a lot of people said that I didn't sound invested at times, so I was trying to work on my play-by-play a bit leading up to it for that casual audience, because, I mean, at an event like an Apex Genesis, for the stream, that's basically you have to try and appease, because your veterans are likely going to be there, or at least in a much larger amount. The casual is going to be in a much larger amount on stream versus a veteran.
Exactly.
So that's what I was trying to focus on for Apex.
Yeah, and that's kind of the reason I think that somebody like a team like you and D1 would be close to my top choice for Evo, as opposed to somebody like Wobbles, who is a fantastic commentator, but I don't think he's quite what people are looking for, when people are watching the national stream. When you consider the sort of people that are watching a stream for Smash on Evo.
I mean, of course, you have to have a rotation, because honestly, sitting on straight it's no good. You got to have people there. And I think that's also kind of where we ran into trouble at Apex, where it was just myself, Doggy, for a majority of the time, and a lot of the people that we had as commentators on the list weren't around, but that's a whole different discussion. But yeah, I mean, if you like a commentator, let them know how to be perfect, but not just for you, but for everyone on the whole. Like I said, there's great balance, there's great play-by-play, there's great hype, and it's about pairing and charisma and chemistry. Not everyone fits with everyone.
Yeah, well, that's definitely true. So it's something that I was talking about earlier was like elements of commentary. And I got a little bit of flack for it, not flack for it, but there was a bit of dissentment in the thread. I was saying that like something that I would love to do is, we have these ideas of like the hype commentator and like the analytical commentator. I feel like there's more roles than just that, and like I think it would be super cool to identify those different styles that people really, really like, you know, so that we could just try to figure out, you know, if I wanted to be a commentator and I've never done it before, what do I think sounds like my voice most, and like, you know, what can I actually work on and get better at?
Right.
I think that having some way to actually get into the whole game would be so cool. I know right now it's not too hard to get on a mic, but it's kind of hard. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
how do
mean,
we surface people that are good and, you know...
Well, I mean, I think that's what locals are for, but, you know, I think you want to find somebody who's got something to say and doesn't just want to have their voice heard on the mic. You know, somebody that is coming to it with opinions and who can, you know, who is genuinely interested and wants to get other people interested in it too. So it's definitely like somebody needs to have a voice, and that voice has to be their own. It has to be their own, what's coming from inside them. It has to be genuine. It can't be what they think other people want to hear. Right?
Right.
I think it's the most important thing, because I think people can detect fakeness pretty well on in something like this. They can tell when somebody's trying to force themselves into a niche that they don't belong in, and they're trying to use somebody else's voice. And I think that's I think one of the most dangerous things about commentating is you don't want to. It's, you know, we have all these archetypes in our head about commentators that we like, and, you know, we sometimes try to emulate them, but we have to come at it with our own voice. And I think that would be like the biggest piece of advice to give to somebody who's trying to get into it is, you know, come at it with your own personality.
I think I actually agree with that. So then I would almost like inclined to say, all right, that's a bad idea then. Forget archetypes. I want to. I want to tell people to get on the mic and have the most fun of their lives, and like help me feel like I'm having fun.
Yeah, you want sorry.
Couldn't hear
like Sheridan said,
any of the three of you said. All I could hear was Mango's keyboard.
you want to have people that are invested in their commentary. And also, like you said, finding new people, it can be a stroke of luck. I mean, I think that the Melee community found two more phenomenal commentators at Apex. Lynx versus Stinks, you had Strong Bad and Internet Explorer. You know, both those guys were fantastic, you know. Especially, I think Strong Bad, so that might have been his first time, or Internet Explorer, but it was relatively new for both of them, but they both were fantastic. And I think it's a lot because of what Sheridan just said. You know, you're not trying to mimic anyone. You're finding your own voice. You're speaking. You're not trying to be anyone but yourself. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of commentators make. I know I've made that mistake plenty of times in the past.
I think that if you're a cool guy, you'll be a good commentator. Because the people who are bad at commentary are just usually boring, not interesting, not swag enough, you know?
You gotta,
Well, if you're,
you have to have a swag factor.
You gotta have swag. That's why I like I was watching Apex videos, and D1 and Prague are, you know, commentating, and the camera goes to them, and there's just these two fresh black guys swagged out, dressed nice, fresh hats. I'm like, dang, those guys are cool, man. Look at them commentating their little section. Their names are under them. I'm like, dang, that is so neat.
Yeah,
so I was digging that.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're cool, then you have confidence in your own self, you know? You don't feel like you need to be somebody else. You can just be yourself, and you're cool with it, and everybody else is cool with it.
Yeah. That's the reason I think, like, Oscar's commentary is so good, because we all love Oscar, and then he talks, and you're like, oh, Oscar's cool. Like, this is good, and he's funny, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Oh, man. Well, see, but now we're just loving everybody. What happens when you hate somebody?
When you hate, you know when you hate someone.
Yeah, there are commentators that you're going to hate no matter what.
So what do we do
like you said,
about that?
You know, we have to mold them, you know.
I think
everyone, no matter how good you are at anything, you can always be better. It's just about taking advice, taking criticism, and knowing what to do with it.
How do we get good criticism to commentators? Because YouTube videos, I feel like, are a shitty source of constructive criticism.
Honestly, like, I've always been weird like this. I like looking at the negative comments on YouTube, like before Apex, right before I got hyped. It's kind of like, what's it? Let me Google something and ask myself.
We say you're gonna Google something?
Okay, yeah, I was right. I kind of had a memento mori moment where I was looking over all the comments from the Apex 2012 USA versus the World. All these hateful comments. It's like, it can be no matter what. It wasn't people a joke, but you always know that you can improve. But a lot of these guys, they do have Twitter accounts, they do have Facebook, things of that nature. I know Oscar, I think Oscar's Twitter. Everyone, a lot of people do. It's reaching out to them. There was a commentary thread in the Melee On Me group, which, addressed some issues with someone's commentary. There was the commentary post on Who Do You Want for Commentary at EVO, where they were addressing, weaknesses that every commentator has. And, I mean, you kind of want, more general things. If you see there's a trend going, that means there is a problem. But if it's like, X person saying Y, and then you don't see it again, you really don't want to pay too much mind to that.
Yeah, but you want to dredge through the hateful slime on YouTube to find those few comments that are worthwhile.
Oh no, but
Dude,
I mean,
YouTube comments are
YouTube comments are
the source of the worst garbage I've ever read on the internet.
Have you ever been to World Star Hip Hop?
No.
That's probably worse.
Well, I'll keep that in mind, but for my limited range of, internet browsing, YouTube comments are the #1 worst.
I've considered starting a compendium of wisdom just derived entirely from YouTube comments. Just find all the insane things or nonsensical things that people say and just put it into a book. Put it into just put it into a condensed format so you can see these are things that human beings have actually said.
Yeah, YouTube's crazy. The comments.
That's a pretty good idea.
But
Go ahead, Prof.
yeah, I mean, players were asking for advice during the drive. Commentators are looking for the same. So don't be afraid to reach out and let them know.
Dude, I would super love to just take some of our great matches that we've commentated and just have people commentate them. And that would be super fun to watch.
Actually,
You get to revisit some sets, develop your style.
yeah,
Yeah.
That actually, I don't want to steal anyone's thunder, but shouts to Solid Jake, if you guys know him. Works at MLG.
Shout out Solid Jake. Sup with it,
Solid
my friend.
Jake. He housed me at a tournament once.
He's a super cool dude.
He's actually looking at trying to get the old MLG archives of those events. And he's trying to get myself and D1 in to commentate them so that we can, unearth those lost gems and whatnot.
Dude, that
would be
awesome.
freaking amazing. That sounds like an amazing project.
Indeed it is. I'll fund it. I'll give you guys $20.
Amazing.
Every video. No, that's too much. Okay, something else that I wanted to bring up, just little things that I think are cool about commentary, and I'd love to take call-ins at this time about, who your favorite commentators are, blah blah blah, or just talk about commentary. Something that I want to talk about is okay, Kevin Pocky D was talking to me about the difference between talking about the scene and about the players and about the human aspect versus the game, our community versus the game itself. And that kind of interaction, and how I think that it's super cool to talk about the players and who they are and that kind of thing, because it's super accessible. You don't need to know anything about the game to know about a rivalry or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a good commentator should also give you a sense of what it's like to be at the tournament, right?
Yes.
Not only that, but you also want to set up those storylines.
Exactly.
I think, of course, I always I'm always pissed off at my commentary at one point if I forget on something. But for example, last year at Apex 2012, when you had Hungry Bucks and Armada, I didn't really mention, why Armada is playing Young Link. This year,
You forgot.
I did get to rectify that situation.
Definitely dropped the ball in 2012 though, Prague.
Yeah, I think
Super
I
disappointed.
think I said it on the stream, but it wasn't recorded during the actual matches. So
Ah,
yeah, but I tried to address that this time. But yeah, like you said, you want to address the feeling of the venue, past rivalries, and also where players are from. A guy like Dr. Peepee might be a good story because he's in the middle of nowhere, North Carolina, and just out of pure sheer will and practice and dedication, he's put himself on that upper echelon. Meanwhile, Mango, who was born with that natural talent, that Naruto stuff,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, is Mango Naruto?
Nah, he's not orange-haired and dumb.
Yeah, but like, if anybody were Naruto, who would be the Smash Naruto?
Somebody I hate.
Really, you hate Naruto?
And that's that.
Rock Lee all day.
That's that.
Hardcore.
It's time to move on.
And that's that. Next. But no, I was gonna say that the little. I like when people set up like before the match starts. That like 30 seconds of commentary was just the people talking. I like
Yeah.
when that time's used for like setting up the like getting you hyped for the match that's about to happen.
Yeah.
It's like the wrestling music when they play the music and you come down. Like they should be like hyping up the match, like as the players are plugging in their controllers and like like the commentators just getting hype and giving information. I always like when they do that. The very few times I do hear it, it's always like, oh,
Yeah,
sick.
and I will say, it's also part of the reason that doesn't happen often enough is because between the commentators and the TOs, there's a real big lack of communication.
Yeah.
For example, at Apex, D1, Doggy, and I were just sitting there, Wobbs and I were sitting there waiting for the next match. We have no idea who's coming up. By the time they come up, we have like 5 seconds to set up a backstory.
Right.
But, it's if we don't have that time to set things up, then things kind of fall apart.
I guess we just need more communication.
Word, communication.
We gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
This is a problem that could definitely be solved.
We should get walkie-talkies. I think that'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
Dude, we tried that at Genesis, and
Uh-oh, what
dude,
happened?
walkie-talkies fucking suck.
Ah.
What sucks about it?
It's hard to get. You need to have a headset for them.
Get a
It's
headset.
just impossible to hear. It's impossible to hear, and most of them are crappy. So they're already like kind of staticky and garbled. So you need earphones for them if you're gonna do that, and that's like a fucking system that you have to invest legit money in if you're gonna have your whole crew set up and coordinated. So it's hard, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that we could use the internet too. The internet's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned a Google Doc. I'm actually a pretty big fan of Google Docs.
Yeah, actually, as many of you know, Genesis 3 has been canceled. But one of the ideas...
Boo! Melee on me, episode 8, the death of Genesis 3.
Boo.
I'm so sad. I don't even want to talk about it.
That's very
We're
depressing.
ending the
An
show early
unfortunate
tonight,
revelation.
guys.
We lose Armada and Genesis 3 in like the same month. What a heartbreak for us. It's just hard times.
Dude, think about my month. I lost
What a
my
hard
hamster.
month. No, don't bring
I
it
lost my
up.
computer. I
No.
lost Genesis 3. Oh, you brought it up.
Oh, new topic. Sheridan, change the topic.
But yeah.
Well, anyway, what I was going to
Google
say
Docs.
is we had this idea of
Thanks, Sheridan.
having all our guys have tablets that they could run around with, and they could have updated data on the tournament whenever they needed to, and we would have like kind of satellite stations that would have all the information of the main TO station and keep it updated that way. Because right now, at tournaments now, like one main TO station, it's a clusterfuck, and it's too hard to get information in and out of that place. So, yeah, definitely iPads or tablets are.
What if?
And just bouncing off the Google Docs, I know that there's a commentary Google Doc, or at least we had one for Apex that I put together with a bit of assistance from D1 and Doggy, where we had like a lot of people we expected to be top seeds, a bit of their tournament background, like recent memory from last year, who they played against, who they lost to, their placements, so we can set up that exposition, that background.
Yeah, that's super cool. Nice. So that's one thing that I think would be awesome if everybody did. And like, yeah, if we can enable people to do it, that's even better. So we're probably talking about having like a document or something where, you know, commentators can actually look at it and be like, oh, okay, now I have something to say about this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I would love to
Sean
have that just like a Smash document, you know what I mean, where we could all update it, and I could even sit in my room and write all these fun facts about myself. And any commentator could just access this central document. It's like, oh, Scar's the coolest guy ever? I didn't know.
That would get edited out pretty quickly.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I do have the document still available.
Shouldn't Smash Wiki, I mean, that should be a project, I think, that could be incorporated into that, you know?
That's a great point. That's a great idea. Smash
Now,
Wiki.
on the scale of the greatest ideas of all time, Scar, I know that's your thing usually.
Yeah,
that was like a solid 6.
Can't believe you just stole it from me.
Like, that was a solid 6.
Well, you know, it was
6 or
also
7.
my idea, right? I said, what if we had one central... So, you know, I'm just full of, you know, 1 to 10 greatest ideas ever made.
Well, if we said it might have been an Elite 8, but right now it's like a sexy 7.
Wow, I get a 7 for Prague. Well, but the Sheridan scale's what really matters. I'm feeling like it's a good 5 point.
Because, I mean, you're being judged against every idea that's ever been had, you know, on Earth, possibly outside Earth. So, you know, who knows what you're competing with.
I think that it's by a human. I would not extend it to alien ideas.
No? Okay. All right, we'll keep it just to human ideas. You know, possibly higher level primates. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, seven's pretty good, dude.
7's pretty solid.
I would be happy. I think you should be happy with that.
7's super solid, but did I get a 7 from you?
Not looking good.
Not looking good for the kid.
It's not looking good.
You know what? This has been a hard day for everybody. You have a 7, man.
There it is.
We did it, guys. Boom.
There it is.
Congratulations.
I tune into the show every week to hope Scar gets higher than a 6. And today he accomplished that.
Yeah, dude, we all have to take a shot.
Amazing.
It was looking like a favorable 5.
So, one more thing that I wanted to say, that I wanted to talk about, and that's like inside jokes and their role in our community / commentary. So,
oh boy.
You know, I love when people talk about, when people make stuff up and then it becomes popular. Like, I think that's so funny. I don't know where Tomahawk came from, but that's popular now. I think somebody just made it up. And
yeah,
there's other things that are like super funny that like people just made up. What about like all the things that Dewan and Kevin talked about on the
Dude, you know, we have so much of that stuff in Deep NorCal. It's like we got our own fucking code language for all that shit. I didn't know like every region's got their own stuff too. So I love hearing when you know, each region adds their own little terms for things. Like okay, so here's one we just made up in Deep NorCal. So you know, fucking on Pokemon Stadium, on that one transformation, on the right side of that stage, there's that little ledge that you can't get off of.
Yes.
You know, like you can't roll off of it. You're just kind of stuck there, right?
Yeah, you're talking about in the middle of the lip where you can't roll left or right.
Yeah. On that one transformation. So that's called the stublet.
The stublet.
Yeah.
See, and I feel like those kinds of things should be encouraged, right? Because like, if you're sitting on the stream and like you don't know what's going on, you're just watching, and somebody's just like, "Oh, he got stuck on the stublet."
Yeah.
It's just funny. I don't know. I don't know what I can say about it beyond that it's funny and enjoyable.
Hey, dude, like Randall, like you always got to mention Randall when he comes out. When he comes into play,
commentators always talk about Randall.
And it's just funny, right? So then, like,
you get so many shout-outs.
I never get tired of it somehow. Like,
and I feel like that's something that when you are getting into the community, when you learn who Randall is, then you kind of feel like more of a part of it than you did before. You know what I mean? Like, learning those little things about like what we talk about. Yeah, you get like one step closer to being a homie.
It's a homie.
And I think that everybody appreciates feeling like, you know, like they're on the inside, especially because it's like such a community-based game. I don't know. I feel like inside jokes are so funny and cool and amazing, and I think that we should encourage that kind of stuff.
It provides a backdrop. It shows, the length of the game. That, these different things have been added into our Smash language, so to speak. How many people think of ramen noodles and think, oh,
that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
It provides backdrop. It shows the depth of this community, the longevity. I think it's with every community as well. Some of these terms have become just all-encompassing. Like, for example, like we said before, with Wombo Combo.
I was just about to say Wombo Combo. So how about that, Prog?
You're on like an Elite 8 right now.
We're just on the same wavelength right now, dude.
But also, you look at other communities, they have this as well. You look, Mango Sentinel. Come on. What more needs to be said?
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring that up too, and I want to encourage that. I think it's so funny. And you know what else I like? I like when people talk about like the characters and like what's actually happening, like the animations. Like that one set that Slick was commentating when Fox was doing like 7 U-tilts in a row. He was like, oh, he's kicking himself in the back of the head. It just makes me laugh, dude. The characters do such goofy things.
And everybody's got like a different idea for what they call like the Game & Watch forward air.
The credit card.
Be like the movie clapper, credit card, the razor, concrete block. A lot of things, man.
I've never heard the
shoebox.
The Nike box.
The Nike box, yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, I always call it the credit card. I'm pretty sure it's a credit card.
I like the Nike box. I'm running with it.
You like the Nike box? I think that's
got those fresh pair of Jordans out.
I think that's really funny. And I think that he hits you with the chair is really funny.
It's the WWF chair.
That's really funny.
When I was younger, I used to play Game & Watch against Joey. This is like when we were 13. I'd always pull out the chair and be like, "You want a seat?" Like I'd say some cheesy little thing, and no one would ever laugh. But I always thought it was really funny. Hey, you want a seat? You just stick your little chair out. Like I always thought it was funny. It's still funny to me.
That's really funny. Oh, the great debate: bacon or sausage? I think Game & Watch absolutely throws out bacon.
I think bacon. I'm gonna have to go with bacon.
It just looks like bacon.
You gotta. I mean, it looks like bacon. You gotta go with bacon.
It comes out of a frying pan.
Yeah, I put sausage in a frying pan though.
Yeah.
Dude. You know what everybody should look at sometime is the Prima official Melee guide has the official names of every Melee move,
Dude, that's so
and
fun.
some of them are just fucking bizarre.
Like what?
Okay, yeah. Doc's, one of Doc's smashes, I think it might be his up smash. It's called ear, nose, and throat.
Ear, nose, and throat?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Oh, yeah. And Fox and Falco's back throws are the ski blasters.
Ski blasters?
Ski blaster.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And every one of Ganon's moves is just amazing.
It's just like Wizard Punch, Warlock Fist, spinning
fucking
back knuckle,
Armor Crusher, fucking Dirt Nap.
What's his up B called? It's like the Deep Dive or the
Dark Dive.
Dark Dive. Yeah, okay, we definitely need to buy that because I think Ski Blaster. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
The best Ski Blaster of all time is definitely in the Rave Times 2 combo video. It's like the dash away and then they grab and Fox and Falco keep missing. And then the Falco grabs the Fox and Ski Blaster.
At the end? He Ski Blasted the kid, dude.
You get Ski Blastered into pause. That was really amazing. Anyway, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I'd give that a solid score. All right, so any other thoughts about commentary? I'd like to talk a little bit more about like what we're going to do going forward to actually figure out.
Here's one thing. Yeah, I got something I want to talk about as far as commentary. So, as we mentioned, it's important to do things to give it like a human element. But I think, and this is especially true for the more analytic commentators, but I think what they should really focus on is not specifically what happened, but what is in the mind of each of these people as they're doing the various things. what was in this guy's mind when he made that mistake? What was in this guy's mind when he was able to, get around to make that read and get that punish? And, anytime you do commentary about the game, there's kind of like a skill. You need to understand the game up to a certain point to really be able to do that kind of commentary effectively. And, like, when I hear, like, Oscar commentate, for example, you hear a lot about what this guy wanted to do and what this guy is trying to do generally in the match. And so, that really gets you into the mind of the player. And I think that's really big for getting somebody not just interested in, the colors and the smashing and all that, just casually, which is great, but to get interested in learning more about the game, you want to, I think people should really explore that angle in it with commentary, is, the mind of the players.
I concur.
Mango, why don't you take that?
Yeah, I would like to hear how Mango approaches, because, I mean, Mango knows a lot about what people are thinking when they play Smash, so...
Yeah.
So I obviously like Mango a lot, but I'll tell you, everybody, you guys better be excited about Melee Pack West YouTube channel, because there are some pieces of commentary gold that are about to go up. Mango, I was sitting right next to you and you were commentating on like every game, and I thought that it was like some gold nuggets, some like at least Oscar level commentary.
Well, yeah, because I don't feel like a lot of the commentators can do that, because a lot of them aren't like that good. So when I commentated, I wanted to try and like give people an insight to like the top player mind. Like, what was I thinking? Like, it'd be cool like if you sat Muse King down and he's commentating and he's like, oh, this is why he did this. Like, oh, okay, well, Muse King, like, you get to like analyze that. So I try to do that a lot because I think it's pretty cool to like give the viewers who will like never be that top level like just a little like moment. They're just like, oh, okay, that's what Mango thought. That's pretty cool. So that's what I was going for. I think that's pretty neat.
I think it's super cool as well.
I'm really excited to hear that. To hear those when they get put up.
Amazing.
Do we have enough people where we could have like one high level, this is what he was thinking kind of person in each pair? Do we have enough people who are willing to do that? I mean, Mango, you probably would have a really hard time commentating at a set, yeah. At a tournament, at a big tournament.
Maybe not if I keep losing to Muse King in semis. I have a very easy time. A super easy time.
How many times did you get gimped?
Like 13, dude.
13 times.
At least. At least.
Tough day for the kid.
It was. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
But yeah, yeah. Dude, somebody said, what about you and Oscar commentating together? How do you think that would go?
I think it'll go pretty good, and we're pretty comfortable with each other, because we talk to each other every day.
I think that might be pretty good.
So I think it'd be pretty good, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I didn't think about that either.
Yeah.
We'll try it at NorCal Regionals. How about that?
Okay, me and Oscar are a team. I'm going to tell him about it right now.
He should be watching.
His name is Scotty Pippen, and he's playing Counter-Strike 1.6.
That guy cracks me up.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Sheridan, I like that a lot, and I also think that it's super accessible. Like, there's Prague brought up the sort of ends of the spectrum where it's like you have commentary for people who are smashers, and then there's like scales of how good of a smasher you are. And then people who are non-smashers and how much they actually know about the scene, or how much if they're just completely new to the game and like appealing to different groups. But yeah, I think saying he was trying to X, Y, or Z, or like. It depends on how you put it, but sometimes it's really high level, but other times it's actually pretty easy. Like, if you just mention, like, a big part of this matchup, like Marth Fox, is, the Fox wants to kill the Marth off the top, and the Marth really wants to edgeguard the Fox.
Sure, yeah. But, I mean, I think not just that, but getting into... You don't have to dissect, like, every situation. But you can say, oh, I bet he thought he was going to do this because, how that goes, however that works in the matchup. However, I can't think of a good example right now. But, always connect it to the matchup, but also connect it to the minds of the people that are playing it.
Sounds hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that Melee's such a hard and crazy game that even like commentating it is pretty difficult.
And it's fast.
It's so fast. I think a lot of commentators they just get stuck on one thing, but like in that 10 seconds, like 100 more crazy things have happened. You know, like it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
It's
fast
like
pace.
you want to expound upon it, but at the same time,
There's no
you're
time.
way past it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really difficult.
Melee's
Which
crazy.
actually, I did want to mention, again with the Smash Lab, what you guys are doing with that is phenomenal because you are bringing that. You do have time to pause. You can expound upon a lot of things. So definitely things like that are things the community definitely need to get into.
So there's two things on that note. Number one, as most of you know, my computer like totally died maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. So,
Moment of silence.
Yeah, moment of silence, dude. The hard drive in here is my solid state that I love so much. It is just not working at all. So I'm on my backup hard drive, which is working fine for now. It's a little bit slow, but whatever. But luckily, I do have all of the Smash Lab episodes, so I will be putting them online. The Mango one is a lost treasure. So it's going to be available for everybody tonight. Woo!
Yeah.
Also, it is working, right? So I'll do more. That's that.
Nope.
Boom.
All in.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to continue doing more. The Beavateki set is up, so we can get hacks on. Mango, whenever you want to do one, that would be awesome.
I can do it whenever.
Sick.
So, we want to take calls, or is there a couple things that anybody else wanted to say?
I do. Nobody called.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Wow.
and what about instant replays? Instant replays would be so sick.
You know,
Oh my God.
A couple
That
of
would be-
streams do have instant replay available. However, I haven't seen anyone in the Smash community able to pull it off yet. I haven't checked in with Chiba or Video Game Bootcamp to see if they have what's necessary. But I mean, even Team Spooky, they can rarely do it. It's apparently it
sounds
takes a
hard as
lot
fuck.
more. Yeah.
instant replay
So-
would be so cool. If you can just like real quick before the next match, you could you could show one person taking the other guy's all 4 stocks like in a replay, just like, oh, this is how he took stock.
Oh,
it's
dude,
just like
that's so
Wow.
cool.
a little montage.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at those 3 Ken combos in the montage. Like that's how he's getting a lot of his kills. Like that'd be super
Yeah.
cool. I think.
Like,
I
it's-
give that like at least a 6.5.
Yes.
Whoa!
Yeah.
It's like the first
Five.
idea.
Yes. Yes.
it's a solid six.
Whoa! We gotta slow down here, Sheridan. You're a little bit loose.
All right, yeah,
with
I'm a little generous
your, you're
tonight.
a little loose with your points tonight.
Amazing.
You're just giving it away.
That'd be so cool.
That would be so cool. So I think we could do it. We got to figure it out,
It's-
man. So basically, you're recording as the match is going on, and then you have to take
I think
that
it requires
footage
a second
and then,
setup. I'm not sure.
Ugh. Second setup, Prague. What do you think?
I'm not
made of
sure.
Yeah, I
money?
think you would.
I'm gonna actually. I think I'm actually gonna run into Spooky sometime soon. I'll ask him about it next time I see him.
Sounds good.
If anybody's an engineer and you know how to do it, you let us know. All right. All right, big guys.
Hey,
I'm trying to think how-
Frog, do you go to a local arcade around your area?
Yeah, I go to Next Level Arcade.
Next Level?
Yeah.
I think, okay, cool. Because I talked to this guy that I think he might know you, just like on a completely random different hub.
Who?
So that was this guy named Akuma Hokaru.
Yeah, I know him.
You do? Okay,
Like
cool.
I don't know him, but we have like mutual friends. But yeah, I know him.
Okay, interesting. That was just random as hell, but yeah.
Yeah.
That was definitely
Cool.
super random. Well, I'm down to do call-ins, so it's 8:23. I'm gonna wait for, we'll shoot the. Can I say shit? Yeah, I can say whatever I want. We'll shoot the shit for another 5-10 minutes or whatever, and then I still feel sick, so I want to go to bed.
Word. I'm
I
waiting on
wanna
my
play Counter-Strike,
dinner.
but-
Tough.
Is my dinner coming? Did I hit? Fuck. I didn't order dinner.
You didn't order dinner? Oh, Prague, this is bad.
I haven't had dinner yet. This is gonna be tough.
How do you call
gotta
in? That's
move.
a great question. You message me on Skype and say, "Hey, Scar, I want to call in. I want to talk about X." Don't actually say X. Yeah, Oscar, I'm down, dude. Oscar, you should call in and talk to us about how you commentate. Oh, Metal Monstar.
Fuck.
I'm gonna pull you in, bro. There's also a good
She's
chance to
open.
ask Mango any questions that you have.
Mango, I have a question.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Metal Monstar, level 100? You're on the show.
Hey, how's it going? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it's going
We
pretty
hear you
good.
loud
I
and
can
clear.
hear you. How about
I
you?
watch a,
You hearing us?
yeah, I can hear you guys.
Excellent.
I think with a lot of I'm not the hugest fan of commentary and stuff like that, but I think it does add a lot to.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that. All right.
Yeah, you're
We can
saying
hear-
you're
we-
saying words and then you're just like stopping, totally cutting yourself off.
Yeah. We can hear you fine, though.
All right. So anyway, what I was saying, I was like not the hugest fan of commentary, but I understand like why it's so important to have. And I think one of the things is that people need to work on is not trying to chit chat during. I think there's a lot of unprofessionalism in commentary, and I think that's something that needs to be worked on.
What would your ideal commentary look like? What's the best commentary in
Well,
the world from your
let
perspective?
me address that just real quick because I do notice that I think people should never talk to the stream on when they're doing commentary, and that's something that I hear from time to time, and it's definitely something that makes it sound less professional. So
I would like to address that as well. The reason why we do talk to stream on occasion is because, like I said, we might be waiting for the upcoming match. You only do exposition on what the event is like, where it's at for so long. You have to fill time
right.
somewhere.
On downtime, it's fine, but during the match, I mean.
Oh, yeah, that of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely during
Totally.
downtime's all right. I think also, like, I don't know, maybe, like, limit the inside jokes. I think that too much of inside jokes gets to a point where you're just alienating the new people who don't understand what's going on.
Did you ever feel alienated personally?
Not so much with maybe Smash videos, because I understand more what's going on, but, like, when I'm watching, like, King of Fighters or Marvel, it's just like, what are they talking about? What?
I see. So it could be well, I'm sure that with everything, there's probably a point where it's too much.
Yeah,
You gotta
definitely.
find that balance. But yeah, what do you mean by like? Cause I'm wondering if by chit chat you mean just like talking to each other about things that don't have to do with the match, or talking to the stream, or what you mean by that?
Oh, a lot of times, yeah, the commentators would just kind of sit and chit-chat with each other. How's it going with you? Oh, yeah, I'm doing okay.
It's too much. It's too much for Middle Monster.
Yeah, you're just watching the match, and it's just like, why are they talking about ham sandwiches?
So
They're
there are-
delicious.
Yeah, I can
depends
understand
on how
that.
good the ham sandwich.
Yeah, and it also depends. Like, I think if it's at a locals in particular, I think it's fine to do that because you're kind of just giving people a sense of, hanging out at your local tournament. It's not a big deal, just chilling, right? And I think just shooting the shit, as some would say, for a few sentences during the match when nothing is happening, not a big deal. But definitely when you get to that regional, national level, I totally agree. Again, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
I was just going to say between games it's fine, and it can definitely add to it, but not during the match.
I see some people talking about Haz and the Me Too King Hot Pocket story at ROM. I think, that was mid-set and everything, and of course I was involved as well. I think at that point it was actually fine, and here's why. Because of the events that happened prior to that, the entire tournament was kind of deflated because, you could see that people weren't invested. It kind of brought some sort of a spark, some sort of excitement back to the set, so...
Yeah, I think definitely everything has a time and place, but yeah. And then also Metal Monster, there's certain people where, like maybe your taste is different from everybody's, right? So we've been talking for pretty much the whole episode about like that balance and sort of finding for each individual commentator to find their voice, right? So maybe it was the best thing for Haz to do in that situation, but other people, maybe it doesn't feel as right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I definitely. Yeah, I'm with that analytical group there. You know, I like hearing about what's going on. Why did he choose this? Why did he do that? What move did he use? Oh, he mixed them up, crossed them up, kind of stuff. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for your call in. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, that's about it.
Thanks for coming on.
Cool.
You've been on Melee It On Me.
Yeah, Metal Monster.
See you, bro.
Peace, dude.
Scientology.
All right, so we have the Crimson Noob.
Crimson.
Crimson Guzzler.
Oh, geez.
Actually, Scarlet, can I interject before we get him going?
Yeah, I'm gonna remove it. You
All
had
right.
your time, Crimson Blur.
For those of you that did watch Winter Brawl, I know they did have a stream. You guys might have seen the winner of not only one, but two Master Swords, 2 coloring pages, and this
Definitely kick Crimson
limited
Blur.
edition Hyrule Historia, leather-bound gold pages. The winner of that event has to pick these up, or else I'm gonna use it myself.
Give them to somebody else. Yeah, just keep
Yeah,
them.
dude. Get another random number off that list.
I still have the list.
Yeah. Of course, you might get the same guy again and again, but you know.
All right. Sorry, Crimson Blur.
Look at that picture.
Oh,
What a
yeah,
guy.
that's well, dude. We gotta make it front and center.
Yeah, make it big.
Handsome young man. Where are you? There?
Yeah, I am, dude.
Dude, it
Can you hear
sounds
me?
like you're like in a washing machine or something.
Well, I'm not, but...
I hear him all right.
Cheap app pose. How do you guys not know MDVA? That's
Nice
like our
picture, by the
thing.
way.
Dude, it's the stuff.
We know it's
Anyway.
the that pose. That's why we were commenting on it.
Dude, I gotta keep it MDVA true. All this, Cali stuff. Only, Prague is holding it down. I'm like,
Dude,
John? Dude, I'm having none of it. I don't like it at all.
Oscar said you took that picture just for the show.
He
5
did.
seconds ago.
What's up? What's up,
Anyways, about commentary and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you guys said that's really cool. But on the last point, I think Metal Monster talked about it. I actually disagree. I think commentary in general has to actually get more sophisticated and detailed, because what we're aiming at right now is integration with FTC and introducing people to the game. A lot of people don't know that our game has the depth that it does. So when we go deep like that, it actually tells them things that they don't even know exist. You know, when we go really simplistic, which is kind of good, it works on the people who are already interested and pulls them in. But when we go deep, even though they don't understand it, they realize it's godlike. That's all they need. They just need to know it's godlike. I mean, that's what a lot of the high-level FTC people do. I mean, if you look at the Balagram finals at last Evo, they were talking about stuff the whole time. They were yelling to the mic a lot too, but they were saying stuff, and I didn't understand any of it. But it was enough to make me realize it was amazing, and that's all it really takes. And I think that little aspect is always lost. If people say always simplify for the crowd and stuff, but they don't need to know what's happening. They just need to know that you're excited about it, and that's really the most important thing.
All right, you get snaps. I give you snaps. Solid point. This is a good call in, Blur.
I could dig it.
Thanks.
You got
But I
something
can,
to
dude.
say.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But you know what I would really like is if we could talk about that even amongst ourselves a little bit more. Because I know that there's moments in the game where some of the stuff that people do, it's like a mix-up within a mix-up where you have to hit a specific, where you have to do something that's pretty technically impressive.
Yeah.
But I don't always know what that is because we don't really talk about it a lot. I know what the Captain Falcon mix-ups are, and they're kind of interesting, but do you know what I mean? We should talk about that more in general.
But I think his point is good, but it should always be apropos of what's happening in the match. Don't delve into anything too technical, just during during discussing the matchup or the players or anything like that. You only need to talk about that crazy stuff when something cool in the match happens, and it was because of this really deep phenomenon that we have. And that's what's going to make people realize that people are getting hype over this game because of this, really technical or really interesting, feature or tech in the game. So on that, I would agree with that caveat.
Your ball, Crimson Blur.
Okay. Well, I think that there's definitely it's a sliding scale. It's not you have to go one way or the other. And I think
Sure.
where we lack in communicating it to new players, that just means we have to change up our terminology. So, for example, let's say you know how you have spawn platforms at the beginning of a game, and you have a bunch of options at the beginning. So if, for example, West Falls, at the beginning of every game on Yoshi, he just fast falls straight through the top platform, he picks player 3, and he down airs your face. If you don't know that, when you're playing him, he's going to down air you and you're going to die, right? You can explain that to a new player, and every set I watch with Wes, no one says it. And he does it every time. And you can explain stuff like that, and it's more advanced, but you can still say it, just because it's an advanced thing. And there's certain things that are the word fair, dare, that takes a little bit of explanation, what our moves actually mean. But every game has that. A crouching C, what does that mean when you play a regular fighting game? Most people don't know. They'll know what sweep means, but they won't know the other stuff. So that takes a little bit of time, but some of the stuff we don't even cover, and I think that it would get the established people to watch more videos. I would watch, whenever good commentary is on, if Lovitz is on the mic, I pretty much watch Scrub play. I don't care. And
yeah, well,
it goes.
I think your example.
Go ahead, Sheridan.
Okay, yeah. So I think your example actually isn't that complicated. It's
well.
What I was thinking.
It's complicated. It isn't.
I'm sorry.
When I think of complicated things, I think of something like something more esoteric, pivot grabs or something like that. That's something that we all recognize is difficult to pull off, in the heat of the moment, but can be really useful. And if somebody does it really well, then we'll get excited about it. But somebody who doesn't know what that is, there's no reason basically ever to explain what pivoting is on a national during commentary at nationals unless it happens. So that's kind of more what I'm saying is, don't get into the esoteric, even if they're really cool details, unless it's something that's appropriate to what's going on in the match.
But can't you just say for a pivot grab, a frame perfect dash back grab? They'll understand that, there are other ways we can term it that you get the advanced players know what you're talking about, but at the same time the new players kind of know what you're talking about too.
Do you have to be frame perfect?
Almost every term we have.
It's one frame, yeah. It's pretty much one frame.
So every time I do a pivot grab, you're telling me that I'm on the exact same frame doing what? Pressing turnaround and grab.
Yeah, on the frame that you have a standing.
Yeah, Bobby, you're pretty good. But it's mostly if you have momentum and you do a pivot grab, it's not frame perfect. It's if you stand during the turnaround.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you're pivot grabbing and you're moving forward, after the dash back, then you're not really pivot grabbing. You're just doing a jump cancel grab going the other direction.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
well, I guess I'm going to interject. Yeah, there are other ways to state what things are, but at the same time, a lot of people have been questioning if we do that, do we kind of lose a bit of ourselves in there? These are this is terminology that is within our community. If we do expand and say, if we go for frame perfect, which, like you said, is kind of, it does carry on from community to community, but we already have our own term for it. Are we kind of losing our soul?
Are we losing our soul?
Well, I think
pivoting is like a subcategory of frame perfect technique. So we don't not use frame perfect. I think that would be okay. But yeah, if we said turnaround grab, if we eliminated saying pivots, turnaround or spot turnaround or something like that, then I think that would probably make me a little bit sad. But I don't mind saying pivoting is frame perfect. That's fine. It's pretty
Right. But I mean,
you
I
could
would
say
still use the
frame
word
perfect
pivot.
back.
good. Exactly.
But I
Frame
would still use the word
perfect pivot
pivot,
is
but
kind
just
of
explain it maybe in
cumbersome.
terms, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's the wife did this really well, and how instead of saying, like, he always named moves, like, Peach's dash attack is a push. You know, like, and there's so many examples of what when he did that.
Yeah.
He even, like, called, they always called Shine Reflector, because actually new players probably understand what Reflector is more than Shine.
You know what's
that's
weird is,
actually,
like, when I first heard the word shine, I immediately knew what it was. For whatever
okay.
reason. Not everybody's experience is probably going to be like that, but when I first came to the board and I saw people talk about Fox's shine, I immediately associated that with the reflector.
You're just one with the forest, Sheridan.
I know, man. That's why I play Fox.
I
Yeah.
used to hate when they called it shine. Why they call it shine? I hated it. And space animals. Oh, there's like one thing that I just hate that phrase. Why would you call them space animals?
Why?
It's like 10 syllables. You just say Fox and Falco just as easily. Like, why are they space animals?
This is fun.
What isn't the shine from what
Fox and
Sastifer?
Falco is not. What about Sastifer?
Wasn't that his term because he wore a shiny shirt or something?
Matt Deasy wore a shiny shirt.
Oh.
Anyway, Crimson Blur, I think you made some phenomenal points here today. You should congratulate yourself.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Go have a beer.
I don't have any, but...
Any parting thoughts?
I think that was a true Oh, for him.
Any parting thoughts? Kings of Cali 2, check it. Check out the Smashboards thread while Smashboards is down.
Shout out to Kings of Cali 2. Crimson Blur, I'm super excited for it, dude.
Dude, I'm super excited for you being there.
Wow. Wow.
Bye. Hit him up. Get him up.
I'll talk to you later, dude.
Peace.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
Thanks, Crimson Blur. Alright, I'm going to bring in Zachary Yaffe.
Yeah, that was like a trivial 3 from Crimson Blair on blast.
Zachary is the dude who came on last time with super insight, so I'm excited to have him on again. Even though
Hello?
I blew it up. What's up, Zach? Can I call you Zach?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about the commentary for a second. So, like, we're all sort of getting at, what is commentary at a sort of fundamental level. And it's just kind of interesting because I'm studying English right now, and just in a literary sense, commentary is all narrative.
Yes.
The commentary, the technical commentary, it's all narratives. If you all break it down, it's just different kinds of narratives. So you've got you've got your Hemingway, where it's like really, really simple language, and it's just straight to the point. That's like the kind of commentary that some people like, and then other people like the F. Scott Fitzgerald commentary, where it's extremely technical, very precise and very sort of flowery and detailed. But if people want to be good commentators, they just have to be good storytellers, I think. And that's just sort of what I wanted to say.
I
If
dig
people
that.
want to,
Yeah, I
dig that
definitely agree
bottom
with
line
that.
a lot. What are you saying, Sharon? I talked over you.
Yeah, no, that's totally. It's that goes along with what we talked about earlier with creating a story behind these players, and also like talking about what's going on inside their heads, kind of like what we imagine their own narrative about the game is. Because I think that's something that's very interesting to people.
absolutely. And
yeah.
the match and the set itself, those are narratives as well. And a good commentator can take a set and make it seem like so much more, just because you're following the set, and the set becomes a story.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I dig it.
I'll try to inject a little Russian literature into my next commentary set and talk about the existential quandaries that players face.
And
No
the characters,
Tolstoy.
and the characters, really. I mean, come on. They're like trapped on this, floating platform with nothing but death surrounding them.
Right. Yeah, it's like as Camus would say, it's absurd either way you look at it. But the only option that offers dignity is to fight against the absurdity.
All right, that's Melee.
Yeah.
How
We're
shared for a storyteller.
Trapped on a platform above a Marth.
Ugh,
It's the worst.
what a terrible day that guy's having.
Yeah.
All right, Zach. Any party
yeah,
thoughts? Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Bobby.
Sick, dude. Talk to you next time. Boom.
Azuzu had like a really good point in
Oh,
the stream
yeah.
chat.
I was actually going to read it. I was about to
Go for it.
but yeah.
Connect 4.
So, yeah, Zuzu had a brilliant comment. It's not relevant to commentary, but it is sort of relevant. I would love to have more Melee footage of crowd hype like you see in most fighting game scenes. Like footage of the actual players sitting down playing the game, concentrating, and the crowd in the background emitting hype. It'll help add more depth to hype when making combo videos / tournament trailers. Yeah, that's actually something that I wanted to bring up and forgot to. So Sheridan brought up the point of commentators and their role making people feel like they're at the tournament, and I think that a lot of the best sets that I've ever seen that have gotten me most excited have had tons of crowd noises, and like you could just basically relive that set.
Love crowd noise.
It's so sick, and everyone's like, "Oh!" But
I mean, what would Wombo Combo be without that?
Nothing.
it would just be a
Nothing.
super cool,
Yeah. Oh, that was a cool
cool.
combo.
That was nice.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even
Like,
like
I mean-
it. That wouldn't even get a favorite.
Like, I think that's also what separates certain videos. Like, I'm not going to say it was better, but, Scar and Pac-Man with that blue laser combo, that's one of my favorite team's combos.
Pretty dope.
But,
It's got no commentary.
it's got nothing on it. It's
And
just,
Frog, if you were there, you may have been there. It had no crowd reaction. It was
Yeah.
projected on a big
It was-
screen, but there were like 15 people in the venue, and everybody was sitting
Yeah.
there playing their friendlies. And so I did it, and I did the Scar thing where I was like, I turned around and I looked. Everybody's just sitting there playing their friendlies. I was like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
I mean,
It was depressing.
I kind of had like a nostalgia moment earlier this week. I was watching PP versus Armada at Pound 5, and you just hear the crowd is singing the Pokemon theme song. Wife and I are silent for like 2 minutes just because of how the crowd is interacting. You can't make moments like that up.
Yeah.
And then, watching the ROM 5 videos where grand finals, there's 8 people, they're just sitting there watching, slightly invested.
Yeah.
It's you gotta have that crowd interaction. That's what makes things special.
But you
Absolutely.
can't trick the crowd. You can't make the crowd be interested.
Oh no,
even-
it's organic.
Mango, you probably remember ROM 1, right? Losers finals were so hype. Everybody's like, ah!
Yeah.
One of the best sets that I've ever watched. And then Grand.
Yeah,
it
we
got
won't
whooped,
talk
dude.
about that.
And everybody watching was just kind of sad.
It was so sad. As
So
I was playing,
the videos are just kind of sad.
Yeah. They are sad. That's a sad set. Mewking's a loser. He didn't want to try against me. I don't know why. I wanted to play Puff because I was trying to win. He's like, well, whatever.
You did
And I was like,
Falcon,
oh.
did it.
I was like, okay, whatever. If you don't feel like trying, then I won't either.
So, it's just, yeah, I totally agree with the comment. I think the point's great, but it's one of those things where if it's sad, it'll make the commentary even sadder, and it'll make the video feel even worse. At least we could lie about it sometimes if there's no footage. Oh, everybody's on their feet. There's just
It's
three
4
kids,
people there. It's their mom saying, "Come on, we gotta go now."
All right, I'm doing one more call-in, and then we're ending the show. Corey Turner,
All right.
Insom62 in the chat. I'm bringing you on. Oh, I love the picture. Dude, that picture gets me so hyped when I
That's a good picture.
It's so amazing. Cody, what's up, dude?
Oh, hi, what's up?
Not too much. We're in an
Yo,
Iron
Cody,
Man
you
day.
sound like
What are
me.
you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What?
Welcome to Melee It On Me.
Yeah. I'm on stream, that's cool.
Yes, you are.
What's up, chat? Hey, chat, everybody. Hey, what's up?
No, I really like your voice.
Oh, thank you. I love you, Prog. You're so good at commentating.
So what can
I
we
love
do
your
for
voice.
you,
Just
sir?
keep talking. You sound like me.
Oh, we'll just talk about commentaries. What you've been doing.
Hmm.
Like, who's your favorite commentary other than, like, husband and wife for Phil and Waffles.
Well, I would like to hear your opinion.
Agreed.
I think Wobbles is cool because he describes exactly what's happening, like play for play. Like he gets into like the tech skills, like he could say like Hacks is like doing something like he missed a tech flub or whatever. So technically.
Right.
Word.
Yeah, it's interesting because I see like a pretty mixed opinion, a mixed set of opinions on Wobbles.
What you were doing?
And I always thought I always really enjoyed his commentary. So
Mike is everything.
I know. Get away.
Whispering is not helping you at all.
Wait, who's talking? What is happening right now, Cody?
My brother is in the room. And
Actually, it's me. I'm a ventriloquist.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was actually looking at the blue, wires around people, and Skype tells me so. Maybe you're just that good. All right, well, he got kicked.
Booted.
I'll see you, Cody. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Mail it on me.
Amazing.
What were you saying, Sheridan?
I just thought it was interesting that I see just like generally a mixed opinion on Wobbles when I think he's pretty amazing myself. So I don't know. I guess some people they sustain themselves on the hype and everything, and that's fine. But I find his commentary really interesting.
I like Wobbles. I don't want to say anything bad about anybody on the show. I don't particularly like his style, but I can tell that he does a great job for those people who do like his style of commentary. It's not my thing. That's all I can say about it. And I think that it's better to say that than to say he's bad, because it's not. How could I say that?
Right.
It's not fair.
All right.
I'm not an objective, authority on commentary. So yeah.
Like I said, I always look at wife when I go back for commentary.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, even at Pound 5 in Grand Finals, when he wasn't up to date on the metagame, he knew how to set things up for the other people he was commentating with him. And that's just something that that's essential. Because you're not going to know everything. No one will. But being able to hand it off, to set it up, that's what counts. But besides him, of course, Waffles, Phil will go along with them, Lovage, Wobbles. I really don't think that the Smash community of its main commentators has anyone that I would say is a bad commentator. But everyone has their roles, and it's really good at sticking to them. So,
totally
awesome. Well, I still think that my favorites are Oscar and Bob Money and Phil. I
love Bob Money, man.
I think Oscar, Bobby, and Phil can all do hype and analytical very, very well. And I think that, Bobby's so much fun to listen to. What a guy. Oh! I just really wanted to commentate on my matches. But I hate when he commentates and I get junked. Because then it's just so disappointing. I remember I was playing
Oh,
Kevin
yeah.
today.
He always does that. Ooh,
Yeah,
Bobby,
oh my god!
really...
Did you do it again? And I went, ooh. Ooh, I don't know if I agree with that decision, but Bobby.
Totally, man.
Alright, well, hey man, I think that's our show, episode 8 of Melee It On Me. We're gonna wrap it up. Can I go around the room? Everybody give me your shout outs. So, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks to my special guest, Mango. Thanks to the extra special guest, Prague, who's now retired twice over. Cactuar, we miss you. Prague, what's going on, man? How's the rest of your week looking? What are you gonna do between now and next Melee It On Me?
I got another shoot tomorrow, Friday, and another shoot Saturday. I think I'm going to be at Next Level Arcade under my other alias, I Am Science, playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Also have a YouTube channel for that, for those of you that are interested. I might link it later on, but that's it. Shouts to everyone that's tuned in. Shouts to the Melee community. We have a lot of work between now and EVO, and we're not going to be there and put in our best face without everyone contributing. Scientology.
Mango, how about you, my friend?
Let's play some CS.
You want to play CS after? Do you want to stream it?
I can stream it if anybody wants to watch it.
We'll stream it on Mango's. He's a better I'm too tired.
So yeah, I'll stream and then.
Yeah, we'll do a raid. We'll do a Mango raid. So then everybody can subscribe to your channel. By the way, please follow me on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Bobby_Scar is where you are right now. Just hit the follow button, please. And then you can follow me on Twitter at @BobbyScar. And you can follow Mango at @Mango, the capital or 0 and 2 underscores. And Prague,
Capital 0.
And Prague at
Thanks, Aaron.
Prog.to, yeah?
Yes,
It's
sir.
actually on the stream. So follow us, dudes.
It's right
Sheridan,
here.
how are you looking for the next 2 weeks? 2 to 3
I'm
weeks.
I'm definitely not going to be able to do another show in the next 3 weeks.
What the F? I have to do one without you?
Yeah. Yeah. Could have happened. So I need to give a kind of a rough final draft of all of my thesis on Monday. I've got my Jeopardy audition on Thursday.
Amazing.
Good luck.
Oh my god.
I'm going to do my thesis defense on the 15th, and then I'm going to turn in my final draft of my thesis on the 22nd. And that's pretty much my life right now.
Dude, can you talk a little bit more about the Jeopardy audition? What is that going to be like?
Right. So there's what I understand. There's 3 parts of it. There's so to get onto the audition, you have to pass this online test, and I guess they make you take another test there just to prove you're not like a cheater or whatever. So that should be fine. And then you have a personality interview to make sure that they don't have any fucking Spurg lords come on the show. Just to make sure you're an interesting person and you're not a slob. And they actually gave me this sheet to fill out, which is write 5 interesting things about yourself. So I think I can do that pretty well. Huh? Oh, I haven't finished it yet. And then you actually, I don't know, but you get to play a mock game of Jeopardy with the other people at the audition. So that'll be really fun. And yeah, I as soon as I turn in my first final draft of my thesis, I'm going to start studying. Man, I'm going to go to. I've been on the Jeopardy forums a little bit, just looking at the distribution of topics. And you got to go Shakespeare, Kings of England, U.S. presidents, Oscar winners. Those are things that come up pretty much every single episode. So I'm going to be studying. I know a lot about Kings of England and presidents, not so much Shakespeare or Oscar winners. So I'm going to be studying a lot of those.
I can help you with both.
Stick with it. And often, they try to keep it recent too. Because they know their viewership, they need to get the young people. So, especially Oscar winners from the last 5 years, I gotta look and read all that stuff. I don't know anything about that.
For sure.
And so they said that the whole thing only takes 4 hours or whatever. So I have to drive to Sacramento though. That's hella weird.
Ugh.
And I have to not wear sweatpants. That's gonna be hard.
I was gonna bring that up, but I didn't want to. But I'm glad you covered it.
Wait, what did he bring up? I was listening.
That he can't wear sweatpants.
Oh, no! Oh, man. Do you even want to go on Jeopardy now?
Yes, I guess I will. But see, even if you ace the audition, it's guaranteed that you'll get on the show. They just put your name to a list, and it's later on. Then if you get on there, come play, and film this shit. And if you can make that time, we'll try to accommodate you. So perfect, which I feel reasonably good about. There's no guarantees, and even if I get on the show, I'm probably not supposed to talk about it until after it airs.
Yep, the adults release forms.
Yeah. So I don't know how if I can tell my family or what, but probably not. I probably just have to make excuses to go to LA.
Can you tell
Because I know I'm hella going to be doing that. Oh, hella. They actually film 5 shows in a day.
Yeah.
So I think you're actually if you get on, you're supposed to bring multiple outfits. So you don't show up the same episode, 2 episodes in a row with the same clothes on.
Yeah, they do that for union regulations.
I see.
Also cutting costs. So.
Right.
Grimy.
Yeah.
Shouts to
Dude, if I
producer.
could just win one game of Jeopardy, like that would just be fucking
Dude, that
amazing.
goes straight at the top of your resume. It's like, I won a game on Jeopardy and, you know, rocket scientist. That definitely goes to the very top.
Yeah.
Alright, well, for me, you know, next 2 weeks are going to look much like the last 2 weeks. We're definitely going to be doing more Smash Lab. Mango, I'm happy to hear that you're willing to come on again and talk to us about some sweet sets. Maybe we could do some, like, Falco stuff so I can learn a little bit about boxing Falco. Like, pretty bad at
I think we could do one of my Fox versus someone's Falco. Because I played Zoo, I've been playing Weston a lot, and I feel like Fox players don't know how to do that matchup.
Yeah.
So I'd be pretty happy to do that.
Yeah, totally.
Because all Foxes are so bad against Falco, every single one of them.
Yeah.
Except,
cool.
yeah.
Then we'll do Phosphorus Falcos coming up next. We'll pick a day
Cool.
whenever you want. Right now, we're going to play some Counter-Strike Go on Mango's channel, so we're going to raid that. But, hey, thank you guys so much for watching. It was actually phenomenal to have you on. I'm going to start uploading stuff onto YouTube. My YouTube channel is, oh god, like youtube.com/.
True Sid, later.
Later. It's a really bad one. Yeah, I need to get a new one. Maybe I'll just get the Melee.
I remember you
Omni.
telling me the story. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about it. I'll get youtube.com/melee on me soon. Doesn't exist yet.
Thank you.
What else?
It's like, like it's somebody who True Sid you like.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have to figure out what that means.
Said true situation. Frog, are you leaving? Do you want me to hang up?
What's up?
You look like you're getting ready to go.
No, I had a special guest to the delivery guy.
Oh, what food did you get, dude?
Got some diner food because it's the only thing open. Got a
Awesome.
pizza burger.
I wish I could get diner food sent over. So yeah, like me, follow me, and so if you haven't joined the Melee It On Me Facebook group, this is actually the home of everything Melee It On Me. This is where I post that the episodes are coming up, so on and so forth. We're actually doing an every 2-week kind of schedule, and I'll let you know in advance if it's not going to happen, but let's just assume from now on, next episode is going to be Wednesday, the 13th of March, 2013. So I will see you guys then, and I'll see you before then for the Smash Lab. I'll also post about that. Alright, man. Hey, that's all I got.
Shoutouts to that pizza burger.
Shoutouts to Pizza Burger.
And thank you very much, Mango and Prague, for coming on.
Alright, let's go
Fun.
play CS.
Alright, later, guys.
See ya, Sheridan.
Later, guys. Thanks, everybody.
It's pretty good.
Good.